Hey, good afternoon, everybody. If you're on the East Coast, that is good afternoon. It is a Thursday here after a monster 12-game slate last night. We have 2 tonight, as the NBA doesn't want to compete with the conference championships in college too much. You know, they've always been smart about this scheduling. But 2 national TV TNT games, 2 really fun ones. We have, of course, the hotly anticipated Nets Sixers matchup. That's the early game. And then Warriors Nuggets, Steph versus Jokic at 10 o'clock. 2 really, really fun ones here. So not too much on the injury front, but we'll break it down, rotation wise, what we need to know here as well. Mike, how are you doing?
Doing good. Just watch. I'm prepping for later. Listen to a lot of hip hop while I'm writing matchups. Obviously, I watched Winning Time, the Lakers show this morning.
I watched it the other night. You like it?
So good.
I dig it, man. I'm excited.
I don't want to spoil anything, but if you, everyone watching this, I'm sure has to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah,
but yeah, pretty lame. I mean, honestly, if you guys have a question or something, this would probably be the day to do it. Because we've got literally. After 23 questionable types, we've got literally 0 questionable types.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll have some stuff. We'll be good.
Good. Let's dive right in. So, we have 3 of the 4 teams have reported. The only one that has not reported are the Nuggets. They're the only team on the second end of a back-to-back tonight. I correctly predicted in the show yesterday that Jokic would destroy the Kings. Jokic did destroy the Kings. Anything to expect on the injury report? I know Will Barton did he play last night? I ended up logging out, but
no.
He was questionable yesterday, did not play. Bones Highland was also questionable yesterday. Did he go?
Did not play.
Okay, so both those guys.
Surprise Jeff Green did not play.
Right,
okay. He had a baby. So Barton's sprained ankle.
Yeah,
So and we saw Devon Reed start for Barton.
Okay.
Definitely a little bit of a different matchup, but they really like Reed. They like Zeke Naji off the bench too, it seems like.
Yep.
So that would probably be where they're going to go again. I guess that they are back home now, and were they home last night? I forget.
They're our home.
No, I'm saying so. No, yeah. So last night they were in Sacramento. So I'm saying Jeff Green didn't want to go to Sacramento to be with his wife or girlfriend, whatever.
So it's possibly plays tonight.
Yeah. So I think it's more likely he plays tonight, given it's a home game.
Yeah.
So I would expect him to play. Barton. I thought he might play last night. It's in pretty minor, so maybe back-to-back related. Sit him out front end of a back-to-back in national TV, possibly come back. Bones don't really have much to know. This is kind of a new thing for him. Maybe Facu Campazzo gets back in the mix, but it's pretty straightforward, and we know it's just more Jokic as the thinner this team gets.
Yep.
It should add too. Monty Morris has been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
The last couple games, we know he's going to have a pretty big defensive responsibility. Having to chase stuff around here. But he shot the ball lights out. He's been really productive lately. We've seen his stats go up a lot when Barton misses. So if Barton's still short, Barton's probably in Bones, right? You're going to have a longer leash on minutes. So Monty Morris would be the guy getting a positive effect that more players don't play. But like we said, I think Green's probably back to kind of take Devon Reed out of the mix.
Totally. Yeah. I would have expected to see more Bryn Forbes last night with no Bones and no Barton. Surprised to see him only at 16 minutes there. Looks like they split that up with him, Reed and Facu. So, we'll see. We'll get that injury report a little bit later today. On the other side of that game, Golden State still pretty shorthanded. Already ruled out, obviously, James Wiseman and Draymond, but Iguodala still as well. Gary Payton, Otto Porter. And then they're back, the two-way guys also not available tonight, Chioza and Witherspoon. So, anything new on the Warriors here?
No, just to see what happens with Damian Lee. Damian Lee got cut out, really. So that was, I think it was matchup based because the Clippers, when they changed their rotation and we saw when Gary Payton was starting, that was after the Clippers wrecked him. So I think that's kind of why Damian Lee got cut out. So I think Damian Lee's probably coming back. Him and JTA are probably going to split that last rotation spot. So that's something to think about, on 2-game slate. But definitely should be a pretty low upside for both. So maybe cutting one of them out would add more minute ceiling to Kuminga, and maybe Clay. Clay's minutes are going higher. That's something to think about as well.
For sure, absolutely. That should be a fun one. What's the over/under on that game? I'd imagine it's somewhat high, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it should be. Denver's defense has been great.
Yeah,
I think they've been top 3 in defense since the break. Yeah, it's
actually
15 point.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, it's 229 live over under on that one. The early game's 234.5. So let's talk about that game.
Yeah,
for a minute.
Well, just to put a ball. Yeah, 2 point spread, about a 16-point total for the Warriors, 114 for the Nugs. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty even split. Everyone's around that upper teens projected team total from Vegas. So
Yeah, for sure. And
playing it out is important.
I'm curious to see what ownership comes in at later because, obviously we're not going to talk about that stuff now, but, obviously we talk a lot about just macro strategy on a 2-game slate, like attack the one that isn't being attacked. I think you can make a good argument that either of these games is the one to attack tonight. So we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, okay. So Nets Sixers, that's the early game. Obviously, all this report, Ben Simmons will be in attendance. I guess he'll be on the bench. I mean, I've heard some nefarious things about the reasoning for that, as far as lawsuit, as far as him getting paid out, and different things. But I think I also probably want to get it out of the way of him taking the heat now. It will be almost must-watch TV though this game tonight, if you ask me. Except I will not be watching it because my wife will be getting back off a plane from London. I'm going to cook dinner for us, and I'm going to be a good husband.
Nice. What are you making?
I think I'm going to make a branzino. I'm going to go pick up some fish later. Yeah, I'm gonna go see how it goes. Branzino, I think.
Oh, is that the type? Is that the type of fish you make?
Yeah,
it's the name of the fish.
It's the name of fish. It's like a sea bass. It's like a whitefish sea bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Really easy to make. You just like bake it,
pop in the oven.
Yeah, it's super, super easy. Awesome. But yeah, and I think I'm gonna record the game though, so I can watch it later. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. So over there, not too much on the injury report of note. LaMarcus Aldridge still out for the Nets. How do you think they attack Embiid here tonight?
Definitely see a lot of Drummond, right? Revenge game. That's the main storyline for this game, obviously.
Yes.
But I think Drummond could play. I mean, it's the kind of player you want to have on Embiid, right? Somebody big, definitely exploitable matchup for him. But foul risk. I think we may see some James Johnson at the 5, just because we know Embiid just turns through centers because he draws so many fouls. So really, really bad matchup. But I think there's some upside for Drummond if you could kind of avoid fouls. Yeah,
for sure. And we saw him get it done the other night. We were going back and forth on the NBA DFS show if we prefer him or Claxton. Obviously, Drummond was a cheaper guy on one site, or was really cheap on one site, and Drummond was the guy you wanted on Tuesday, I guess. So definitely a good thing to see him starting to get in a groove, playing next to Durant. And they're going to need him out on the floor tonight, no doubt about it.
And centers who are really like around the basket a lot, Embiid overhelps so much. So there's so many times he's seen like the Derek Favorses of the world, and even like Enes Kanter earlier the year, Billy Hernan Gomez, like all these lacking offensive centers get easy buckets on Embiid all the time. So,
for sure.
So the upside's really big for Drummond here.
For sure. Absolutely. And then on the Sixers side, I mean, nothing really of note. Danny Green's still out with the finger injury. No one else really in their rotation of note here. You have a lean in this game? I'm excited to watch it.
Probably not betting it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna chill today.
Yeah,
but,
I think
my initial lean was bet the Nets +4.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't really.
Sixers playing so well.
The offense is absurd.
Curious to see how Harden plays in this one. We'll talk about all the matchup stuff later, but
we'll talk about this. I haven't looked at this. It all depends on the slate. We don't really know who the good prices are. Like if there's like no cheap guys, and you may not want to jam stars in there. It's all dependent on the slate. I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, I mean, on this slate too, particularly, it'll be interesting. I mean, I have not looked at anything, prices, construction, anything yet. But on this slate particularly, it doesn't look like there's going to be much value.
We just got the Denver report just now.
Okay, there you go.
So Barton questionable expected, and then they're probably going to be. Let's see. Yeah, questionable. Oh, we got Zeke Najee's questionable. Okay. Aaron Gordon's probable. So pretty much as we were expecting.
Okay.
So I think Jeff Green's probably playing. I mean, he might still be away from the team, but I think his lady will let him go out and hoop it up.
Jeff Green questionable, Bones questionable too.
Okay. Yep. Well, that's what we were expecting.
Yeah. All right. So it doesn't. It does not sound like there'll be too much value on this slate. Is what I was getting at with that question. So like. It might not be so easy just to jam 9K guys and above on this particular slate too. So balance might actually be the way to go. We'll talk about it later. You want to take the season long question?
Yeah, super easy. I talk about this on 3-ball pretty much every net slate. Bruce Brown's going to have value until Ben Simmons gets back. He's the only player that has this role that can guard ball handlers. So he's really, really valuable to them right now. So yeah, I do not drop him until we get a timeline on Ben. Kind of been maintaining that really for like a month now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean Bruce Brown's looked good. There's no doubt about it. I saw it last year too. Even he was strong last year.
He's gonna get Harden, so he's got a really, really tough matchup today. So we'll see.
Should know some of his intricacies.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see there. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we'll hopefully no major surprises tonight. It seems like all of the stars that are available are coming out to play. Man, it feels like the Nuggets have a ton of games though. In a short
their
period of time
schedule's
here.
really
Really
tough
tight.
right now.
Really tight.
Yeah, that jamming in that Warriors makeup game made it really tough. For
Oh,
both
maybe it was that what it
those
was.
teams.
Yeah,
because they had the Warriors that sucked for them. They had to go to Denver, and then they get them again. Like, and yeah, you mentioned, look at that, like 2nd, 4th, 6th, 7th, 9th, 10th, 12th. Like this is a tough part of the schedule.
They really do seem to be playing like every day or every other day. And obviously at the end of the day, they'll play the same amount of games as everyone else, but it seems like this is a tough part of the schedule. I mean, but it doesn't slow down the who should be the MVP of the league, the best player on the planet Earth. It does not slow him down, man. Another just monster game last night, 38, 18, and 7.
Star-studded two-gamer for sure. So,
I'm excited
that
about it.
game was just nuts.
I'm excited about it, and Kyrie can go in Philly, right? They don't have the same.
All
right, so we're good to go there. So we got Kyrie and KD and Harden and Embiid in the early game, and then Steph and Jokic. Obviously, will be a fun one. I mean, if anyone has any other questions, general or otherwise, feel free to get them in. If not, we'll hop off early. I'm going to go eat a sweet green salad, and we'll be back behind the paywall at 5:00.
Yeah, we'll be pretty straightforward slate for now, so it should be pretty short. You and I are going to talk a little top. Are we doing top 5 or top 10?
Whatever you want. You want to do 5? Maybe we should do 5. Keep it.
Probably good.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking too, I was thinking like since we talk like GPP strategy, like maybe where you like rappers relative to the field. Like everyone has like the same kind of top 5. So like who do you like more than like most people like?
I'm good with that.
I don't know. Would you be down for that?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
it. Let's do that. That'd be fun.
I've got some weird names on there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm very much into the esoteric rappers. So, for sure.
Yeah. The Dynasty wants top 10. Maybe
I'll add it to the.
Honestly, maybe an off-season pod we do a full-on breakdown of the top 10 and our reasonings why or something.
Dude, so good. I'll add that the winning time they had a guy who I would have put in my top 5, Black Thought.
Yeah,
Black Thought. For the Roost. He did the intro. He is it's the song called My Favorite Mutiny. By the Coup. It's a really good. I love it. Like Talib Kweli's on there. Like it's a really good song. And I was watching Winning Time, and I was like, "Yo, that's the freaking theme song. That's freaking awesome."
Yeah, Talib Kweli's up there for me too. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to do like did you want to do individuals, or could we say like Outkast, or would you want to do Andre and Big Boy individually?
Oh, you got to be one person. You can't put Outkast together. You could do one of them, which I would admit there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I didn't know, because
no groups. It's got to
fair enough, right? Because like how could we say freaking Wu-Tang? There's so many guys.
Exactly.
All right, sounds good.
You can have I don't know if I'm gonna have there's a couple Wu-Tang guys I really like. So they might be
a couple for me too.
Maybe we'll do 5 and we'll maybe write 10 and do it up.
We could do honorable mentions.
See how it goes.
Let's see how much time we have.
Yeah, favorite prop. I looked at the board. It's tight, man. We're gonna have probably something, but yeah, I'm not feeling great about the prop board. I hate to see it after the L's yesterday, but there's a good question. Brooklyn's defense has been really bad. The only team worse than them since the break is after last night, the Blazers. 126 defensive rating for the Blazers since the break. Just unbelievably bad defense. But what? You don't think Black Thought's good, man? Black Thought's got some great stuff out. But
I think he's saying he likes him a lot. I just wish he hasn't. He said I guess he's not into more of the recent stuff.
Or come on, we'll save it for later. But man,
he's too busy.
He has not fallen off.
He's too busy on Jimmy Fallon. That's what they say.
For sure. I think Jay-Z's fallen off much more.
I love him. Yeah, for sure. And obviously some other guys, Kanye it's. He asked before that if there's any of these teams that are good at defense. You mentioned it. The Nuggets have been good, right? Denver's been playing good defense. So
Nuggets have been good. Warriors have not been good, especially around the basket. Kavon Looney's been pretty decent on guarding Jokic relative to other players. Nobody guards him really that well. Dwight Howard's been sneaky good at guarding him, but kind of irrelevant here. But I think Looney's, it's kind of not a great matchup for Jokic, but who cares? This guy just destroys bad matchups like it's nothing. Oh, did we lose you?
I lost you for a second. Oh. I'm back.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, we'll see you guys 5:00 behind the paywall. Please like this free video, subscribe to the page if you haven't, and we'll see you at 5 p.m. if you're behind the paywall. Hope to see you then.